This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Hey, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Throwhill to find out who we're toasting. We're definitely drinking White Russians. I don't care who we're toasting, but we're going to drink a White Russian just in case we get lucky.
Oh, man. Cheers. All right, today we toast being macho. We go to Chechnya, where apparently Chechen men, they're considered some of the most masculine in the world. And this is an image that even the authorities are very keen to maintain. So anything that threatens to damage that image of fearless is frowned upon. And a young man recently learned that firsthand after crying at his sister's wedding. This is a ridiculous story, all right? So the public display of emotions at Chechen wedding parties is unbecoming, even among women. So when a video of a young man shedding tears at his sister's wedding went viral on social media, it angered a lot of people. And seeing as the nation's leader, Ramzan Kadyrov or something or other, who boasts a very manly public image, he also criticized the, quote, violation of Chechen customs and traditions. The offender was then identified and forced to apologize for showing excessive emotion. Now, the young man, who according to tradition should not have even been at his sister's wedding, was forced to record a video apology to the country's leader, which was then later shared on Instagram and other social networks. Now, in the video, the quote-unquote offender, he apologizes for violating Chechen etiquette at public events by attending the wedding and putting his emotions on display. And in the video, the young man explains he couldn't control the tears at his sister's wedding because he, quote, didn't want to let her go. And for that...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they made him do like a nationwide public apology. So, if you are of Chechen descent, I made a quick list here of movies that men in Chechnya should not see.
Okay.
Do not watch these movies. We have Marley and Me. I won't even tell you what the movie's about. Don't do it. Forrest Gump.
All right.
Bubba, bro.
I made it through that, all right.
Tough guy. What are you, Chechen? The movie Up. The good news is it'll actually happen in the first 2 minutes. You don't realize how that's coming.
Never seen it.
Old Yeller, and then finally Brian's Song.
Oh, yeah, don't watch out.
Do not watch these movies. Just don't do it. This dude had to give a public apology.
So manly there.
Because he showed up on social media tearing up, and it's not like he's blubbering. He teared up at his sister's wedding. They're serious about that ass, man. Now we know. Candy asses. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichona!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Steve at Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Brandon. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola. All right, Brandon, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. You know you have your choice of one of three categories. We have the wonderful world of drugs, We have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? And finally, Interior Decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone.
Let's go with the wonderful world of drugs.
Drugs! All right, here's your story. Not a whole lot of clues here, but a bit of a story. We go to Winnipeg, Canada, where a woman is behind bars after a fire at a duplex threatened the lives of 4 people. Police said the incident took place about 6 o'clock at night, and that their investigation determined that a second-floor tenant had deliberately started the fire by putting flammable material on top of the stove before leaving. While the other occupants, which was 4 adults and a toddler, good news, they were able to safely escape thanks to the smoke alarm. The suspect, Alana Cowley, faces 4 counts of arson with disregard for human life and 1 count of arson with property damage. Now, police said she admitted that she'd used a certain drug right before she decided to intentionally start a fire. The question is, which of the following 4 drugs do you think made her a fire starter? Methamphetamine, PCP, crack, or heroin? So meth, PCP, crack, or heroin?
What was it you said she caught on fire?
The entire building she lived in. She lived in a duplex. She lived upstairs. Right after she did the drugs, she intentionally set the fire to burn the place down without telling her downstairs neighbors what her big plan was.
Oh, Jesus. That I'm going to go crack. That just sounds... Nope. You know what? I'm going to change it to meth.
You're going to go meth?
I'm going to go meth.
Brandon's going meth. Ted, you got a theory on this?
I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking PCP. Maybe I'm just getting ready for the weekend.
Ted's going PCP? I'm going to go crack cocaine just for the hell of it. So, Brandon, you going to stick with meth?
I think I'm going to go meth. Final answer.
All right, we're going to find out what she was on when she burned down her duplex. Was it meth, PCP, crack, or heroin next?
That was a tease.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Category drugs on profile list. Canadian woman is in jail after a fire at a duplex caused extensive damage. Could have killed somebody, to be honest with you. She said she used drugs before she intentionally burned the place down. Question is, what drug was she on? Meth, PCP, crack, or heroin?
And that is the very question that we posed to you, my friend Brandon. You went with methamphetamine, which makes a lot of sense.
I went with meth after questioning crack, and I think it's gonna be meth.
I mean, look, it's not a bad guess. You don't hear a lot of responsible, I just smoked meth stories. The Ted Smith, UMPCP.
Come on.
Look, it's another fine pick because people get aggressive on the old PCP. And Miles, you went with good old-fashioned crack.
Yeah, why not? All right, crack is whack.
Got to make it start a fire.
That's right. You have a torch for that. Make a fire. Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, Armageddon. The Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices are the Jimmys.
Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Seth Meyers.
All right.
James Corden.
Oh, nice.
Or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted? Or is it late night?
Right there in the title, all these guys have teams of talents and writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom? Or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
I don't know if you guys saw this, but a former Italian mobster who was on the run got arrested in the Dominican Republic after he was recognized on his cooking show on YouTube by his tattoos. What did I tell you about playing around on the YouTubes?
Ted Smith. Jimmy Kimmel.
Ted Smith.
Oh, good one.
Well, I was going to do a more Jersey one, but then you guys did it like 10 minutes ago.
You could have stuck with it.
Steal your thunder.
Yeah.
So I had to go Godfather. That was my Godfather.
That was better.
That's why I guess
it still worked.
Yeah. It's tough. We're all hoping to come out of the COVID tunnel. Hey, who is it? Am I right? All right. We're all hopefully coming out of the COVID tunnel. Now a number of world leaders are signing what they call a pandemic treaty that would put us in a better situation to collaborate when this eventually happens again. They say if humans want to survive as a species, all we need to do is work together instead of just focusing on our own individual countries. In other words, we're doomed. That'll never happen.
Say Kimmel.
Yeah, it's Kimmel.
We are hopefully coming out of the COVID tunnel. Now, a number of world leaders are signing what they call a pandemic treaty that would put us in a better position to collaborate when this inevitably happens again. They say that if humans want to survive as a species, we need to work together instead of selfishly focusing on our own individual countries. In other words, we're doomed. That will never happen.
Yeah. I have to admit that I cheated. I've been watching Late Night all week. I know Kimmel's the only live show. And I'm still getting him wrong.
God dang it!
What?
Oh, you still got it wrong.
I'm still getting him wrong.
Mike and I had a conversation on Monday.
Your joke, I thought was Kimmel.
All right.
It was good. But I got a 50-50 chance.
I did not know this.
See, I knew that. Just like Tim mentioned.
Well, that's why it's sometimes too, it's tough because I can tell Thrill on Mondays. I know Thrill has watched SNL.
But I don't know
Generally,
the late
I've
night.
watched
I'm not sure the
SNL.
late night is in reruns.
There was nobody on this week.
Okay.
Except
just Kimmel. Right.
Yeah. It's been tough out there for
But it was great tomfoolery.
Oh, I tried.
Yeah, you did.
Tomfoolery. You know, I don't know that I've gotten up any tomfoolery lately.
Well, it's kind of hard.
How about skullduggery?
A little bit of that.
Shenanigans? All right. No shenanigans?
I haven't had shenanigans in over a year.
So I'm saying a lot of people, goddamn. So they're replenishing our vending machine. All I hear is the sound of like chips bags.
Mm-hmm. First time in over a year.
That is true.
We're going to eat.
We can get food.
Thank you, BJ.
In the building we've been in it for the last year.
Ariana Grande will be a coach on the next season of The Voice.
All right.
Yeah. Why? Because she's Ariana Grande.
You know what I've thought?
She's super famous.
Well, I also thought that they don't have the right coaches.
Right.
You know what I watch? Like, these aren't good coaches.
Why are they not good coaches?
I don't know. And then I thought, hey, Ariana Grande, probably a great vocal coach. This is really going to change the game.
Well, she's taking over for Nick Jonas, and of course the other coaches are Blake Shelton, Kelly Clarkson, and John Legend.
Okay.
Mike, what's your beef with Ariana Grande?
It's a beef grande burrito.
I just don't like her.
Really?
All right, it's a problem with me, and I admit that. I just don't like her.
Is there anything, or is it just like you just naturally do not like this
It's just
person?
kind of a naturally don't like her. I hear her songs come on there, and they're fine for other people, and it's all fine and dandy. I cannot stand the woman's voice.
Opening day after the Super Bowl, basically, the championship. I mean, if it wasn't for Ariana Grande coming out before Soundgarden, which is obviously a natural open, the Seahawks never would have won that day.
That wasn't Ariana Grande.
She sang the national anthem.
Oh, she sang. Well, she still was there.
That was Pharrell.
Yeah, he was there too.
Well, Pharrell and Ariana Grande
they were
look
both there.
identical.
They're both there.
Just
all
for
those
the
people
record,
were
I
there.
know you don't like her, right? There's certain singers I don't like, but have you ever actually watched The Voice?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
That makes good
I thought you were just generally like you hate her that much. Like,
No, I've seen The Voice.
But here's what what they seem to have figured out, right? So what Shelton, Clarkson, and John Legend, right? So three of them seem like they've been there forever. It seems like their fourth seat. It's one of those deals where it's like, all right, if you're not touring right now, be there for a seat, and then you get back to your career. Right?
Like John Legend's actually a little newer because Adam Levine was on there forever. Christina Aguilera, like John Legend's one of the newer.
Wasn't she one of the first?
Actually, they definitely get good judges. Yeah, I mean, as far as the world of music goes.
Sure, and that's something you got to keep in mind too.
Sailor was there. How did you forget about me?
It helps the career of the singer a ton as well.
Absolutely. So my kids are learning. My kids have no interest, particularly in country music, but they sure like Blake Shelton, and they sure like Blake Shelton because he's on this show.
Who would be the worst teacher to sing? To teach you to sing?
As far as popular,
I mean, yeah. Like, look, I mean, it's not that the bands are bad. The singer might not be the strongest element of the band. That is okay.
Mick Jagger. Right? Great show. I'm just saying his voice. I love the Stones. Make no mistake. But if you said, I want to sound like him, come on.
I think it's Anthony Kiedis.
Thank you. That's
right
now. Oh, that's strong.
Yeah. Because he could just say, like, look, man, you don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. Just mumble some stuff.
Right.
Seriously.
Just mumble some stuff.
But he does it in the song.
He does.
Blah, 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 blah. And I mean, but what I love about it is, like, look, I want to let you know. Yeah, this could have been another verse if I took the time to write the words. But we were recording, so when they said do it, I went blibbity blibbity blah blah. And I'm a Chili Peppers fan.
My only requirement for you is to just drop a California reference.
That's all you got to do.
Once in the song, and you'll be great.
I think Geddy Lee.
And I'm a Chili Pepper fan.
Oh, God, you're right.
I mean, how's Geddy Lee going to be like, you just have to hit this note?
All right, so if it's the voice, you have Geddy Lee, Anthony Kiedis.
Well, the problem
Mick
is
Jagger,
you might not like how Geddy Lee sings, but you can't hit his note.
But you don't want to.
Like we say all the time, I don't like the sound of my voice.
Yeah, Geddy Lee said, I don't like
All right, I'm going to drop a bowling ball on your foot. Let's see if you can do Rush.
Who else you got there, Mike?
Billy Corgan.
Oh, God.
He's just whining.
He'd be arrogant enough, though, to think he's a good coach.
He would
I think there's
be.
plenty of rappers you could put in there.
Sure, but primarily they rap. So, like, look, if I could sing, I'd be a singer. I don't have a singing voice, so I rap. And you go, like, I get it.
Flava Flav. Little John.
Yeah.
DMX.
I like what you did. You got to sing like this.
Somewhere between that and, like, Bernie Sanders.
I was going to say, is he like the black Bernie Sanders?
Exactly.
I met Bernie Sanders, and I met DMX.
Eat that gefilte fish.
I did not think I would like him, and I did not think I would like him either. It turns out we have a lot in common.
DMX, he's not making it through a whole season of the Voice.
There's no way. He'd be arrested on set.
I don't know what happens. He's doing something. Something's going to go wrong. I mean, it might not even be bad. He might just leave. He just seems like one of those dudes that finally just be like, yeah, I'm over it, man. Yeah.
Oh, somebody here says, I love Pearl Jam, but I think Eddie Vedder would be a terrible coach.
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think Eddie Vedder is a great singer.
I think he's a great singer, but I think he would also give him the Kiedis line, like, listen, just no one understands what anyone understands. So just write lyrics, remember the chorus. When you sing live, doesn't matter what they're saying during the verse, doesn't matter what nobody knows.
Vedder's good for an hour and 45 minutes. And then that last half hour, he's out.
Right.
That's a big bottle of wine, though.
Yes, it is.
Half hour.
He's trying.
It was 3 last time I saw him.
Yeah, I know. Well, 3 hours, yes.
Yeah.
That's fact. Well, we saw the stadium shows, or whatever the hell they were, the home shows.
Home shows.
But that's the genius of what he's done. Like, look, if you're going to drink every night that you're going to perform, I'm in. You're the lead singer. What are you going to do about that? Like, listen, even when we record the album, nobody knows any goddamn thing I say through the song except the chorus.
Sure.
So when we play live and I can't even move my lips to sing, I'm mumbling just like I did on the album.
Sure.
Until we get to the chorus. And if I can't do that, do what all lead singers do, just hold the microphone out to the crowd. They sing the chorus. And the truth is, they're doing me a solid.
Like an hour 45 in, no matter what we're doing, no matter what the list is, if I give you the thumbs up, we're going into Yellow Ledbetter. No one knows the lyrics of the song.
Right.
I will mumble them and make them up.
Doesn't matter.
And then we'll come out, we'll rock after that. But let me mumble through this because I'm hammered. And then we'll continue this.
No one will know. No one can tell.
Make me fries.
It is genius.
He could actually, you know what I mean?
Somebody said Tom Waits as a judge on The Voice.
He would be great.
But
he's never sung.
But this is the problem, though, right? Like, most of these people are pop singers.
Sure.
And they have very good voices. I think there's certain genres, and rock can be one of them,
Yeah,
where the people are very good lead singers, and you're used to their voice. But I don't know if you'd say,
yeah, they're not a coach.
This person or that person has
there's a handful. I think Miles Kennedy.
Miles Kennedy has a great voice.
I think Brent Smith from Shinedown could do it. There's a handful of guys where you go like the late Chris Cornell could have done it. There's a number of people you go like, all right,
Vince Neil.
No, because he'd be eating ribs the whole time.
Right.
I just said that.
You can't.
Eating ribs on the
teach
boys.
someone how to sing with barbecue sauce on your fingers.
I think you did a great job.
Tell you what, though, you put Vince Neil and DMX on as judges.
Oh man,
there's barbecue sauce all over that. They couldn't even clean it up.
I'd watch that, though.
Singers would be slipping on the stage of barbecue. Real sorry.
All right, so who are you going to keep?
Do you remember the?
So we're adding those two. So we got to get rid of two. So you have Ariana Grande, Blake Shelton, Kelly Clarkson, John Legend. Who gets to hang out with Vince and DMX?
We're bringing in Vince and DMX.
I'll say Blake Shelton.
We're getting rid of these people?
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of... I want Ariana Grande to be there because I think they're so different from her. She needs that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And then Blake Shelton, because honestly, God, I think he would eat ribs with him.
Honestly, God, if people don't know this...
No, I'm serious. He'd be like, hey, the hell with him,
like
man.
Axl Rose had sex with somebody in Paradise City.
Right.
Same thing with Vince Neil. The Into Home Sweet Home, he's eating ribs. That whole point.
He stopped singing. He's going away.
Oh, God. Give me a wet nap. That's all ribs.
I think I'm leaving Kelly Clarkson in there just because she seems like the only one that would be fired up to see both those people.
She would be. I just think in the long haul, she gets sick of him. Blake would be like, I ate ribs with him now, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Pass over that rib, Vince.
DMX is a small dude, by the way.
I know.
I can't imagine how many ribs he's eaten.
DMX. I feel like he'd be so insecure that even after you sing,
like how many beers
I know
you
the
have.
first thought you have in your mind. Why'd you look so tiny?
DMX?
Yeah.
Has a history of smoking crack, and he's a tiny dude. Why do you think he eats a lot of ribs?
I don't think you could pass him up. I think like when your time comes that you want to eat, you're going to eat ribs.
I could see him sitting there chain smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I think
again. Vince is eating ribs.
Vince is eating DMX. Those are two different body types.
He's not ordering a half rack. You know what I mean? Like you're going all in. You're getting a full.
I don't think he's smoking
$27 meal.
He's smoking.
I mean, there used to be a show on MTV called True Life, right? And then at the beginning was like True Life, I'm whoever. And I remember the DMX one was basically just him driving around Miami, chain smoking Newports. And then he went and did a show. So I'm just like, Vince Neil, obviously you could see that, but I'm like, I don't know about DMX.
His name is Vince Meal.
If you want to keep the, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Let's see. Sylvester Stallone, he's got a Rocky prequel coming out, a TV show.
Okay.
He's developing it for a streaming network. He says it'll be set in the 60s, which makes sense. So
that might not be bad.
Yeah, he's going to write it. It says like 10 episodes for a few seasons just to see the characters in their younger years, which, if you like Rocky, which a lot of people do, you'll watch it.
Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. You are listening to The Men's Room.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Florida duo break into a train and take it on a $30,000 joyride. Meanwhile, two New York mortuary workers steal dead people's credit cards and went on a spending spree after they died. Phoenix authorities find fentanyl and meth hidden in mustard. A barge gets wedged in a canal in UK and no one seems flustered. And a school in Australia bans the iconic Australian mullet. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
That top story, we go to Florida where authorities are looking for joyriders. Officers were called to a local train yard after it was discovered that someone had broken their way into one of their trains. They suspect someone crawled in through one of the windows as the train was locked and figured out how to fire it up. The trespasser managed to damage 2 switches worth $30,000 in the process. As of now, officers still on the lookout for the perpetrators.
I'll be honest with you, even if we broke into a train, I'm not sure I would figure out all the gears to make this thing operate, right? Or maybe I would. I don't know.
What if you start making it go in a general direction?
Right.
What if a train's coming the opposite way?
Exactly.
You can't just know how to get off the highway there.
But how far do these guys go?
Right.
I actually didn't see quite how far they went on that one, but
all right.
I'm still trying to figure out how they did $30,000 worth of damages to 2 switches.
Well, now you know they get overcharged for switches.
Right. What if that switch is like on the tracks or something like that?
Probably. That'd be my guess.
I mean, I feel like you could get
blow
it
through that thing.
I feel like you could get it going, but once you have to switch.
Yeah, just try to go through it, man.
Or maybe you weren't supposed to go over this track where the switch is, just so. I don't know. What I don't know
That's
about
my
locomotives can
guess.
fill libraries, but I know that it is an intricate and very much by the book sort of a profession there. So, man, oh man, I'd be terrified that if I got the thing started, I wouldn't be able to stop it.
Right.
You'd think that as soon as I push this lever forward and it goes, if I pull it back, it would stop. I don't know.
I also feel like it's too easy to catch me. I think all of this, but the reality is they did figure out how to start it, and they did not get caught. So
Doggone it. In other news, it was covered a little bit earlier today, but it bears repeating. 2 mortuary employees in New York have some explaining to do. They've been found to have stolen debit and credit cards off of the bodies that have come through their particular morgue, and have used the cards to rack up thousands of dollars in purchases, mostly buying petty items such as stamps, food, and the like.
The one guy spent most of it at CVS.
Right. Which, if you're gonna, I would think that if you're gonna commit a sort of card fraud, you would stick to some of the smallest purchases that you can.
Well, it makes sense, because think about where part of your paycheck goes.
Right.
I got to get milk and blah, blah, blah. Put it on that guy's credit card.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Also, that self-checkout where there's no ID check.
Right.
Gas stations where you can get gas.
Exactly.
And then you can take cash out if you want.
Right. There's some places where if you're using a debit card, they don't ask for the PIN.
Correct.
So you just swipe and go.
That's it.
Especially if you're going to, like they did, they went through McDonald's. They don't ask.
Right.
Interesting tourism ads have surfaced in Australia. The ads were not commissioned by the Tourism Authority, but they're working fairly well. The first to surface was an ad encouraging people to see the sights of the Northern Territory by simply proclaiming, now follow me on this, see you in the NT. I'll say that one more time. See you in the NT. They've outdone themselves with this latest one. In the interest in competition for the Southern Territory and their lovely dining options, the ad invites people to, quote, go down south with your mouth.
Yeah. The restaurants are great.
Good Lord.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you got my interest.
Right, and they just posted them up on YouTube, and the tourism board's like, we have no idea who's doing this. We are not responsible for this at all.
But we're glad they're doing it because it's working.
You bet. We're getting tourism out here. Let's do this. Officers in Phoenix made an interesting bust. They were investigating a home invasion when they came upon the interesting sight of 11 pounds of methamphetamine covered in mustard.
Huh. Well, mustard is a strong odor.
Fair. You know what?
Yeah, but where do you... I'm picturing an 11-pound mass. I'm a cop. I walk in. There is an 11-pound mass that's just covered in mustard.
Right. You know
what else would it be? You know what I mean? It's not like a meatloaf if we're covered in ketchup. Maybe I think that. But like, there's this big lump of mustard.
What if that's just how they moved it? They just put it in one of those big old drums of mustard?
Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like they got caught somewhere in the scheme of transport.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
But also, don't forget to rub down. You can rub down a lot of meats before you smoke them.
That's fair, man.
Yeah, there you go.
And I mean, Easter's coming up. Rub down your ham.
Along with the meth,
Yeah.
Rub it all down.
Along with the meth, they found fentanyl pills and thousands in cash, and the investigation is ongoing. So whoever did it, they figured something out, and they got the heck out of town.
Oh, they weren't there. Okay.
Yeah, man. Back to Australia, where a local school is making headlines. Being that it's a private boys' school, they reserve the right to enforce regulations that ensures the health and safety of students, as well as set a standard of presentation that all are required to follow. And that is why they have banned all of the students from growing a mullet. And that is it for your headlines with that. Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the head chef, Ted's Meat and Potatoes. We actually get to eat sushi off a naked guy.
I cannot wait to do
once again, the game known as Big Dummy.
Yes, indeed. It's all true, maybe. Until then, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.